back, or welcome to my channel, and welcome to part 14 of Road to My License series. And like I told you guys, this time we will review the 31 missed questions that I have. So without further ado, let's get started. So basically, if you guys haven't been here for the whole series, at the beginning of the series there were many different questions that you could answer to take like practice tests, and I took them without studying. And so there were questions that I did miss, and so 31 of them actually, and we're gonna review them. So I have completed 16 out of 16 practices with an average score of 90.31%, and to pass the test you need a score of at least 80%. So obviously, technically, I'm still passing, but I think it's still good to, review those questions that I did miss at the beginning, because that means those questions are things that I didn't know previously to studying. Therefore, I think they're good to, look at and whatever. So that's what we are gonna do. We're gonna review them. So let's get started. How do we do this? Enjoy this dancing elf while I explain basically what clip I just cut out. Basically, I just got out a clip of me explaining that I was gonna use AI, and I know people don't like the people using AI. Anyways, to make a long story short, I'm not going to, because I figured out something and I don't need to use it, so I'm not gonna use it. And so there's no point of keeping that clip in the video. Okay, never mind. I guess we don't have to do that because it just brought me back into there. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so basically what I just found out is if you click on it, on like the name, so like this one's Rule 1 question 20 from this practice test here, Rule Test 1. So, on a roadway where traffic is moving in both directions, in what lane must a driver be before making a left turn? And it's the lane immediately to the right of the center line of the roadway. Okay, so now when I go to review, I have 30 missed questions instead of 31. Okay, we got it. Never mind. We don't need to use AI. You see, this is the appropriate use. I was going to use AI, but then I figured out that there is a way to remove these missed questions and to review them. And so I'm not going to use AI now. Okay. Next one is from sign 2, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wrong questions. So which pavement marking indicates that you must not pass when it is immediately to the left of your lane? It is a solid yellow line. I put a broken yellow line, but it's a solid yellow line. What does the sign mean? I put, and this was the sign. Wait, let me show you guys. It's a sign test, but I'm doing it on my computer. This one is, so I put no entry into the intersection, but it's do not stop in the area between these signs. And then here, which color of lines separate traffic traveling in the same direction? And I put white lines, but it's still yellow and broken yellow line. I put solid yellow and broken yellow lines, and it's white lines. Wow, and the answer was right in front of me. It was right in front of me. What is wrong with me? Okay. What does this sign mean? So I put yield right of way, but it's stop sign ahead, slow down. And now we can just see results. And I passed. Cool. And then this is what I'm doing. I go to review, and I go missed. And yeah. Okay. Now we're doing driving along. So this is Rule 2. and I got 3 questions wrong. So what is recommended hand position on the steering wheel to maintain optimal control? I put 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, but it's 9 and 3 o'clock. And then, unless otherwise posted, the maximum speed limit allowed on a highway outside a city, town, village, or built-up area is, I put 100 kilometers an hour, but it's 80 kilometers an hour. And then, what should you do after driving through a flooded stretch of road to ensure your brakes are working properly? I put turn off your vehicle and let it sit for a few minutes to dry, but it's test your brakes by stopping quickly and firmly at about 50 kilometers an hour. So now I have passed. I have all questions right. Now I have 23 questions missed, and the next one we're doing is traffic lights, which is from sign 4. And for sign test 4, I got actually 3 questions wrong. So when is it permitted to turn left on a red light? I put only when facing a flashing green light, but it's when turning from a one-way road onto another one-way road after a complete stop. And then we have another sign here. What does this temporary sign indicate about the lane ahead on the right? I put lane ahead ends merge left, but this says lane ahead is closed for road work. And then for this one, what does this temporary sign of a closed lane on the right means? I put passing is permitted on the right, but its right lane is closed. So there we go. We passed this one. Like, obviously, now that I've studied, I'm looking at these, I'm like, how did I get that wrong? Like, I was so stupid, but I wasn't stupid, guys. I'm just very smart, and now I'm even smarter. Okay. Next, we are dealing with Rule 4, and I only had 1 question wrong. If a vehicle is on fire after a collision, what is the best immediate step to take? I put rev the engine in hopes of using the fuel quickly, but it's get everyone out of the vehicle and away from the fire, keeping a safe distance. Maybe I am not smart. Why would I put rev the engine in hope of using the fuel quickly? Yeah, that's what you should do when you should just stay in the car when it's on fire and rev the engine quickly. It's so gonna that's so helpful. Okay, next is from sign test 5. I actually got 4 questions wrong. What do continually lines on your left generally indicate about the lane you are in? I put that your lane will continue and no action is required, but the right answer is that your lane is ending or exiting and you must change lanes if you wish to continue. We have another sign. What does this sign warn you about regarding school buses? I put do not pass school buses in this zone, but it's a hidden school bus stop ahead. What does this sign mean? I put two-way traffic ends when it's share the road with incoming traffic. And then last one for this one, what does this sign tell you about pedestrians? I put pedestrians must stay off the road at all times, but this says be prepared to stop and yield to pedestrians in a crossover. Okay. Let's see, review. Okay, next we're doing rule test 5, and I only had 1 question wrong. Which of the following checks is recommended when you first approach your vehicle before driving? I put ajar doors, hood, trunk, or unsecured loads, but it was all the above. So ajar doors, hood, trunk, or unsecured loads, underinflated or flat tires, and fresh damage or fluid leaks underneath. Okay, next we're doing sign test 6, and I only got 1 question wrong. This is the question I got wrong. What does this sign mean? And I put maximum speed of 50 kilometers an hour from this sign to the next sign when its speed limit changes ahead. So. Okay. 13 miss right now. So we're almost done, guys. Almost done. Next, we're doing rule test 6. I got 2 questions wrong on this one. Which of the following statements about speed measuring warning devices, radar detectors, is true? I put they are legal but must be turned off in construction zones. And the answer is they are illegal and could result in a fine and demerit points. I still don't know what a radar detector is, but okay. By law, drivers must report a collision to the police when a person sustains injuries or when there is damage to vehicles or other property exceeding, and I put $200, but it is $2,000. I was basically $1,800 off. It's pretty far. Pretty far. Alright. Next, we're doing rule 7. Rule test 7. I got 3 questions wrong in a row on top of that. When driving with headlights on, in what situations are drivers required to use low beam headlights? I put within 50 meters of an oncoming vehicle, but it's within 150 meters. Drivers who fail or refuse to give a breath or blood sample when asked by police, I put will have their license suspended immediately for 30 days, but it is will have their license suspended immediately for 90 days. And last but not least, the best way to stop quickly on wet or icy roadways is to, I said do not brake, release the gas pedal, and let the vehicle slow down and stop on its own, but it is brake firmly. If the wheels lock, release them repeatedly reapply the brakes in quick succession until the vehicle comes to a stop. Okay, next we're doing rule test 8, which I got 2 questions wrong. First, the hand and arm signal for slowing or stopping is indicated. I put arm straight out the window, but but the answer is arm out and down. And what is the recommended steering method for making a sharp turn? I put using the hand over. I put keeping both hands on the bottom of the steering wheel and turning slowly, but it is using the hand over hand steering technique, which I don't know what that is. I don't know what half these things are. I don't know. Next is the rule test 9. I got 1 question wrong. A flashing red beacon above an intersection means I put slow down and if necessary yield right of way to vehicles approaching from the left or right, but it is drivers must come to a complete stop and move through the intersection only when it is safe to do so. 5 missed questions left. Next we have rule test 10. I got 1 question wrong. What action should be taken when a vehicle's brakes fail? I put use the emergency brake and honk loudly to warn other drivers while looking for a soft collision point, but it is pump the brakes rapidly and shift into a lower gear. Next we have sign test 1, which I got 4 questions wrong, which I believe these are the last 4 questions. What does the sign warn drivers on the left? I put passing lanes end on the left because I didn't know what this meant. Like, I didn't know yet what this sign meant. I've seen it all the time, but I never knew exactly what it meant, but it means hazard close to the left edge of the road. What do EDR, emergency detour routes, signs indicate? I put that they are routes restricted to emergency vehicles only, but they are routes used to bypass major collisions or closures. And then what does the sign indicate? Sign indicate is ahead. I put no trucks under this bridge, but it is an underpass or overpass ahead. And then last but not least, what does the sign indicate about school buses? I put that school buses will not activate red lights or stop arm when loading and / unloading, but it is school bus loading zone ahead. And now there are no more to review, which is super cool. And that is it. So next time we will do technically together the G1 practice tests, all the tests together. I'll do like a time lapse, I guess, because there's a lot and it's going to take a long time to do them all. But I've completed 16 out of 16 practices with an average score of 100%. So that's really awesome for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know this video wasn't as fun, but I had to get this done. And then next one will be that, and then we'll do, and then the video after that will be the simulation, and then that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!